Good morning. Happy Monday. What's going on? We are going to blow out our hair. We're going to get right to it. Welcome to Authentic Beauty with Tara D. This is where we empower women to embrace their most vibrant, most authentic, and therefore most beautiful selves. I'm going to put my work phone over to the side. We're getting ready for work today. If y'all don't know, I have a full-time job. I'm a social worker by profession, and I work for a hospital that weans patients off of ventilators. It has been super busy. So I will tell you this. I love to have my naturally curly hair blown out, so to speak, like a blowout. And I also love something that's like sleek and stylish for work. Look at all this gray hair. Just look. So doing something quickly so that I can get to the hospital is important to me. And for that, I'm going to be using the Volume today. This is the original Volume, the 75 millimeter with the titanium plate and the nylon bristles. So it is going to blow out my hair and give me beautiful, lifted, voluminous blowout. I sometimes use the Volume Play. You guys know that. I use that quite a bit. But today I want sleek and smooth and more straight. So that's what I'm going to do with a little bit of body. That's the thing about curly-headed girls. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Is that we all want our hair to be smoother, straighter, and sleeker. But we don't want it to be bored flat against our head because curly hair naturally has a bit of volume to it. And we're just not used to that. Plus, my face shape really doesn't lend itself to it. I'm going to let this sit for just a second, and then I'm going to cover up these grays. Yeah, I'm going to cover up these grays. Let's get some, I think I could wear my glasses today. Oh my God. Yeah, these glasses, let's do these because maybe they're not as dirty. They're dirty too. Good morning, Amanda. How are you? Boy, I crashed out so hard last night. Right after I did like my facial and stuff like that, I went to bed and was like knocked out. It was an exhausting day yesterday. We are season ticket holders for our NFL team, so it was tailgate, game, post-game activities, all the things. And then, and we were out in the sun quite a bit. So the night before, I had literally 4 hours of sleep also. So, I crashed real hard. But Amanda, I'm going to be messaging you today. Okay, I covered up my gray. I take my hands. I do apply it to my hair wet when I get out of the shower. I just feel like that gives me the base coat that I love. I know it says to use it dry, but look. I mean, that's just how I roll. Sometimes I break the rules. So up by my root is typically where I'm worst about having the gray. And I'm going to do in my part. Okay. In my part. Just like that. And I'm going to use my fingers to kind of naturalize it a little bit. Now, see, I don't have really a lot of transfer on my fingers. This doesn't transfer after it's dried. It's amazing. Way better than any other root cover app. And I did not put this in the description. I should have, but I'll go back and edit it afterwards. Okay, I let my detangler. This is the Extend detangler. I always use it before I go in with my hair. My hair is very fragile. Hers curly and thin, but fragile. So I like to use a detangler to help me get some of the snarls out. I also like to use the Sienna Flexi brush, okay? And I'm just gently moving through my hair, getting all the snarls and snags out, the tangles. So when you have naturally curly hair, a lot of times your hair tangles very easily, and y'all know that we can't brush our hair after it's dry. So, there we go. So we gotta brush through it really well when it's wet and get those tangles out. Plus, I'm always gonna be brushing my hair before I'm using a brush blow dryer. That's critical. You don't wanna snag your hair just because you weren't diligent, right? Oh, what was I gonna get? Some sectioning clips really quickly. I just grab one. Okay, so here's my tried and true with Volume and glass hair. First of all, aren't they? Good morning, Nancy. How are you? just laying in bed. That sounds so wonderful, Amanda. That sounds amazing. We have a busy day. Also, my kids, there was a situation, so neither one of them are going to school today. They didn't do anything wrong. It's just for protective measures. It's just kind of crazy, the things that go on these days. Anyway, okay, so we're going to go in with glass hair. That's peanut butter and jelly, y'all. Glass hair in any of the volumes is like peanut butter and jelly. Now, I'm doing what I call a base coat for, or if you're a baker, you might understand the term a crumb coat. I love baking. So for me, that makes sense. But do you know what I mean? Like, get a little bit of a spritz on there. Oh, really quickly, I also like to hit my roots and do what's called a rough dry, because normally I would just let my hair air dry about 70% of the way. But this morning I'm in a little bit of a rush, right? So when you don't have time to let your hair air dry, which I believe is best practices for using a hair dryer brush, this really is helpful and as an amazing finishing tool, but you don't have to use it to dry your hair all the way. So 70% air dry or dried some other way. I'm gonna hit my roots with Soleil, and you can tell the ends are already pretty much drying. Last night I did my hair elixir. If you didn't see that tutorial, you can go back to last night's tutorial. I was wearing a really light tie-dye pajama set that said Caffeine Queen. You can find it easily that way. And I literally in front of you did my hair elixir treatment on my scalp and throughout all my hair and let it sit on my hair overnight in order to hydrate my hair. So as you can see, it is not oily or greasy or weighed down, and I would normally let this air dry. Okay, my dog is at the back door, but I can't get him. Okay, so this is the Soleil. This is one of the professional hair dryers that they have, and I have the air concentrator on, and I'm literally just gonna do what's called a rough dry. Now you may have seen your hairdresser do this when she styles your hair after coloring and cutting your hair. This is who I learned this trick from, my hair dryer. So they just take it and literally just rough dry your hair, meaning not really caring about style and form at this point. We're just about getting some of the moisture and wetness out of the hair. So I'm going with my fingers and I'm just hitting the roots. Now I'm over directionalizing while I'm rough drying too, meaning, I have a hair on me, meaning I'm going opposite the direction that my hair normally lays, just for some added volume. Now we're gonna give it volume and lift within the volume, but as we dry out some of that extra moisture, we're gonna lift it the same direction. And don't worry about it being like a disaster. This is just a rough dry. This is just getting some of the moisture out for me. I accidentally hit the close up button. Okay. So that's the Soleil. That's one of the professional hair dryers. Was the very first hair dryer I ever purchased from Launch. And then at that point, I stopped buying hair dryers from the grocery store. Okay, so we're pretty much like a rough dry. Do you know what I mean? Like a little bit of wetness still in there so that we're not using the hair dryer brush for too long on sopping wet hair. Okay, now I'm gonna take the underneath section and we're gonna do that really quickly. Put some glasses on. Check comments. When you guys are hopping on, say hey. Hey, Cindy, how are you? Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Amanda. Good morning, Karen. How are you, sister? I would like the record to reflect that I did not buy one thing last night on the Malcolm's Live. I did not buy one thing. Hey, Charlotte. Good morning. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back through. I'm going to brush through my hair. I'm going to do a final spritz of glass hair before I dry with the volume. Glass hair is like a 4-in-1 product. It's going to help to protect your hair because it's a heat protectant. It's got an anti-frizz, anti-humidity kind of agent in it, and it's a styling product as well. So it's like 4-in-1, and you really don't need anything else when you're using it. Now, the thing is that it's heat activated. So once it hits the heat, then it's going to activate all the ingredients that do all that stuff for your hair. So I'm going to hit it with the volume, and the underneath sections I really don't bother with too much. There we go. Take this off. And so I'm doing the same technique that I do with my volume play. I get it right in there by the root of the hair. I give it a quarter turn to create tension, and then I pull straight from there. And then if I want to add body or flip, today I'll do a flip, I'm rolling at the ends. And look how much straightness we have, but we still have body and shape. Okay, let's do this other side. And because I did 75% dry, it didn't take too long, right? So let's go. I'm going to try to show y'all. Let's go underneath. See how I turn it to create that tension right here. And then push up and out from there. That's the underneath. Now I'm going to go from the top of the hair, and I'm going to do the same thing. Turn it to create tension. There. Okay. That's the underneath. Now this is has a lot less curl to it than what you normally see me do with a volume play. That's a smaller round brush, a different tool to interchangeable hot brushes that go onto the same base. This is the largest one. So this is perfect for my really long haired girls. And if you have really short hair, I would recommend the volume play, okay? Or the new tool that's coming out, which I can't talk about. I do not have it. I mean, let the record reflect. I will be buying it with you guys. I do believe. If you're a VIP, you probably already know because you got a text message just like I did last week. Okay. All right, we're brushing through. Now here, I'm gonna be able to really get in and show you. I'm gonna go from the underneath, press into my hair, turn it to create the tension, and then pull out. It's the turning, it's the tension on your strands, plus the heat and the brush bristles that create the blowout look that hairstylists create, okay? When they're using a hair dryer, turn, create that tension, and then come straight out. Okay, now let's do it on the top side of the hair. I'm gonna turn, I'm gonna create that tension and go in the same direction. I'm gonna twirl at the end to flip it up a little bit. And there it's nice and smooth. Now my hair is naturally curly. I'll see if I can find, after we're done, I'm gonna find a picture of my hair curly. So I can show y'all what it normally looks like. You saw any of my lives at the end of last week, you saw my naturally curly hair. I'm literally doing 2 passes. One from the underside of the hair, and one from the top of the hair. And we have a smooth blowout. Okay. I wish I could tell my family to go let my dog in. Now let's see if we can turn to the side and show y'all kind of how we do it in the back. sometimes when I do the underneath part, I don't even go all the way through the ends. Okay. What's everybody got going on today? Are we all ready for Monday? Let's see. Hey, Terry, how are you? Amanda, you're so sweet. Can you come live in my house, please? Okay, notice one of the things that I'm doing every single time I switch sections. Does anybody notice anything that I'm doing? I'm turning this off. I'm letting it set, and I'm letting that titanium plate cool slightly as I go in and prep my next section. Okay, so I just hit the ends a little bit with the glass here because the ends are getting pretty dry. Now here's a great, okay, so see how it's flat right here? And I'm gonna turn it until I feel a little bit of tension. And then I'm gonna go out. Can you see that? Okay, and then we're gonna do it from the top part of the hair. Turn it to where you feel the tension. Notice that first pass I didn't necessarily go all the way to the ends. And we have straightness and style. Let's give a little bit of a spritz with our Miracle conditioning, lightweight conditioning shine spray. Just to let that sit in there. There we go. Okay. And then this last section, let's brush through. I'm gonna pull this over to the side so y'all can see how I do this top part. If anybody else is like me, I'm thinnest on the crown of my head. And this is how I create volume for there. Give a little bit of a spritz. Brush through. And we're gonna go from underneath and pull forward towards you. Then I'm gonna go from the top and then I'm gonna pull forwards towards you, okay? So, I lay it flat. I turn it to create that tension. Did you see that? Turn it to create that tension, and I'm gonna pull towards you. This is for the crown of my head. I don't even go all the way through the ends. Lay it flat. Turn it a quarter turn. Pull towards you. Twirl the ends. And we have lift at the crown. Just like that. This dog. Can y'all hear him barking, carrying on like a maniac? Let's do it again, just a little bit closer to my head. To the front of my head. Remember, I did a crumb coat of glass spray. That was not nearly enough of what you need. The instructions say to saturate your hair with it. And I'm gonna tell you, do not be concerned at all with glass hair. It is water-based and there's no like product feel to it at all, okay? I'm gonna try really carefully not to grab all these hairs right here. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go, oh wait. There we go. Turn it, and there you see that tension is created. It went from slack. When you turn it, it pulls, okay? And then we're gonna come straight out. Create that tension. twirl at the end. And we're almost ready. We're ready for our very last section. This dog. Could somebody come let Max in? Glass hair. Remember? And this part is the most stubborn for me. So I'm gonna really make sure that it's really nicely doused. Okay, here we go. Now I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna come from the underneath. I'm gonna pull it towards you. Actually, I'm gonna come from here. I'm gonna go up, and then I'm gonna come from the underneath and go towards you. Oh no, I'm gonna do it this way. This front piece I do opposite. Okay, turn to create the tension. Pull it out. Okay. Turn, create the tension. Pull out. Let's see, I don't think I got all my hair in it. Yeah, I did. So, Miracle Shine Spray, I like to hit it at the end and then just do finishing touches with this hot tool and the shine spray on my hair. And what we're gonna do is gently warm up that shine spray on the ends and let it warm slightly. I mean, look at the amount of volume that I have, and I have naturally curly hair and it's straight. For me, I love that. Now let's finish up some touches. Again, we're gonna do some styling. And you can do this when your hair is dry for style touch-ups on days you don't wash your hair. So I put that conditioning spray in the ends of my hair from like mid-shaft down, and I'm going through smoothing and creating my little flip. It's gonna be a really gentle flip. As I approach this side of my face, I'm kind of angling. I'm kind of angling to create that like little swoopiness. Do you see? That. Let's just do one spritz. Two, actually. And we're gonna do our little swoopy. There she blows. She's a blowout, sisters. She's a blowout. Okay. Let me catch up on some comments. I answer a few quick questions. Hey, Terry. I just said hi earlier. Good morning, Jamie. How are you? Good morning, sister. Thank you for sharing, Brenda. I really appreciate it. If anybody else shares this live, share it to your personal page. Drop a star emoji in the comments, and then you will be entered to win the share giveaway for the month of September. Charlotte, I love this tool. It is a go-to. It was the first hair. This is the original one, the very first one that ever came out, and it sold out in a couple of hours, and I snagged it. I was so happy. And my hair drying game hasn't been the same since. I used to use a round brush and a hair dryer. And I'm not coordinated enough for that. I'm sorry, I'm just not. And this takes both of those for me and makes it happen for me. I, again, use very specific techniques. Just to summarize really quickly, I let my hair dry about 70%. If you need to hit it with a hair dryer to help it do that because you don't have time to let it air dry, I prefer to let mine air dry. I really do, but This morning, I used the Soleil to hit the roots and do a rough dry on it, get it 70% dry. And kind of think about this as your styling tool, not necessarily your hair dryer, because you're not going to want to go in soaking wet. You saw how quick it was. And also, you saw that I didn't have to go through too many passes on my hair. The other thing that I do is always use a heat protectant. For me, glass hair and Le Volume go hand in hand. They are like peanut butter and jelly. They are Captain and Tennille. They are like peaches and herb. I mean, they are like all the things that belong together, right? So it is a must. When you buy a Le Volume tool, you must buy glass hair. That's just a fact. And then I turn it off in between. I do section, and then I turn it off in between sections. That way, you are letting the titanium plate plus the nylon bristles plus the boar bristles in here and the hair drying component with the ionic technology is what creates this look for you so easily, just like a hairdresser would when they cut your hair. But I don't want this titanium plate to overheat because my hair is extremely sensitive. So I turn it off and set it down while I work on the next section, giving that plate time to cool down and not overheat the plate or my hair, okay? So we're gonna head out. Bye, babe.
Love you.
Josh is gonna head out to work too. And if you guys wanna get this tool, the sale that's going on right now is in the link in the description here. I would say add some glass hair to your cart as well and some Miracle Lightweight Conditioning Shine Spray. If your hair's a little bit more sturdy and not as thin as mine, go ahead and sub out the Luster Shine Spray and not the Miracle. This is for more of my thin-haired girls or whatever. Let me show you really quickly a picture of me with curly hair, just really briefly, so you can tell the difference so that those people who are new understand that this is not what my hair looks like on a regular basis. Hang on. I'm holding lipstick, but you can see. Oh no, I'm not. Here's one. This is what my hair looks like regularly. This is what it blows out to with Le Volume. Smooth, sleek, it's got some style to it, and it's got body still. I mean, look, it's got body. So I think this has to be in everybody's arsenal, especially medium to long haired girls. All right, I'm gonna hop off, go make a cup of coffee. We're gonna hop back on in just about 10 minutes and do our makeup for the day. So y'all join me over there. Have a great day and message me if you have any questions.